Hey everybody, Justin Watches Movies here, and I'm back with a very special guest of...
Adam of Almost Sideways, glad to be back once again.
We're here today to talk about the best and worst films of August 2017. August is always kind of like the down month, unless you get like Suicide Squad from last year. Nothing really big this month. It's always kind of like everybody's going back to school, no one has money. Last weekend was like the worst weekend in movies for like 15 years.
I think this weekend's this next weekend's probably
the first,
bad too.
So just as always, we're going to talk about the best and worst movies of the month and the best and worst performances of the month, and kind of talk about movies that we didn't see that we really would have liked to see. So what are some movies that you didn't see that maybe you wanted to see?
I didn't see Wind River, Brigsby Bear, Ingrid Goes West, or Good Time, and Logan Lucky. Those are kind of the smaller films. They're playing in my area, just this month's been kind of busy with a bunch of other videos and other work-related stuff as well, but really wanted to see those ones a lot.
You've been doing all those Game of Thrones videos.
And Game of Thrones, now that Game of Thrones is done, movie time.
I didn't get a chance to check out Brigsby Bear, Ingrid Goes West, Good Time. Those are all films that I really wanted to see, just like they're playing in the area, but you I have an idea, I'm going to go see it today, and then I'm like, I really don't want to go out today, so maybe I'll check them, when they come to digital media down the road. Maybe I'll check them out, but I've heard all good things about them, so I'd be curious about how my ranking would be if I did see them. So let's get into this video. We're going to talk about the worst performances first. Get the crap out of the way.
Please. All right. So I'll kick it off. I wrote down 4 names here. The first one I want to say is Matthew McConaughey's hair in The Dark Tower. That I don't know what it was going with, and I didn't really like his performance either, but I thought it was just kind of weird. So Matthew McConaughey, I mentioned him. Also, 2 people from Death Note, Nate Wolff and Margaret Walley. I don't know how to say her last name.
W.
The W, yeah, that's it. From Death Note, I didn't really like the performances. I thought they were over the top at times, especially when they screamed. It was like, ow, okay, that hurt my ears. So my least favorite performance of the month is the cast of Starship Troopers. It's an animated film, Starship Troopers Traitor of Mars, and it's just really shallow characters, non-memorable. They only bring one cast member back from the original film, and that's Johnny Rico's character, but all the side characters are just completely bland. Just awful.
Well, I have not seen that, and it's got bad characters. I'm not sure if I will. And that's based off of like in the 90s or the early 2000s.
It was, the 90s cult classic B-movie. It's one of the best B-movies ever, the Starship Troopers. Really love that film, so I was really intrigued about this one, but yeah, it's unfortunate. They could have done so much more.
Explored more.
That premise.
Worst performances. I have to agree with you on the Death Note actors. Nate Wolff. I don't know if you ever watched it, but he was in the Naked Brothers Band. It was a Nickelodeon show in like mid 2000s.
Oh wow!
And he was in it with his brother, and I was like, Jesus, look at him doing now Death Note. But it was a really bad performance. Nothing like the character in the show at all. Way off. In the cast of The Dark Tower, that movie was bad, but the whole, no one really gave any energy for me to really care about the characters. Nothing really stood out. Everybody gave bland, generic performances, and so they are probably my least performances of the month. Is the whole cast of Dark Tower. And
what a missed opportunity for that movie too.
Yeah. I mean, they could have done so much more, but instead we got Matthew McConaughey's crappy hair. Alright, so let's move on to the best performances. So let's talk about some good things this month, some good actors. There was some pretty good films, a lot of great stand-up performances. What would you say is your honorable mention for performances?
Honorable mentions for me, I have to go with Willem Dafoe in Death Note. I thought he gave really kind of a spooky performance. Really was intrigued by that character a lot. I also have Lakeith Stanfield from Death Note as well. I thought he did a really good job as L. And I've mentioned, this is the second time we've done these videos, I've mentioned Lakeith. I think he's going to be arguably one of up there from one of breakout stars this year, or Actor of the Year nominee for me. Also, the cast of The Big Sick, specifically Kumail Nanjiani, I thought that was really good. I know Big Sick came out technically last year, but it was wide released this month, so I'm going to include it for here. But the whole cast of Big Sick.
Yeah, talk about it.
The Big Sick is an amazing film, so really loved it a lot. So that's my honorable mentions.
I agree with you about Lee Keith Stanfield. I had an article and he said that he really enjoyed playing the character and read up a lot on it and tried to take things from the manga and anime series as well, so I did appreciate that. I did like the whole cast from Logan Lucky. Daniel Craig was hilarious. Adam Driver was a little quiet and subtle in the movie, but still a really great performance, and Channing Tatum was great as well. But my best performance would have to go to Will Poulter in Detroit. Character you hate, but that's all due to tremendous acting. And I was really curious to see how it would turn out if he did play Pennywise the Clown, because he was the first pick. And just imagine how creepy that would be. You really wouldn't have to do much with his eyebrows. Just leave him there, and it's just as creepy as well. But Will Poulter did an amazing job in Detroit.
That's my best performance of the month too, hands down. I think that the guy from We're the Millers did an amazing job. It's kind of funny to say that the guy who came from a comedy movie gave one of the probably the most scariest performances of the year so far, and rightfully so. This was a very character that I was really frustrated watching in the theater, and just he got everything out of me, all those emotions. So definitely have to give props to him. So
he's come a long way. I mean, We're the Millers and the Maze Runner films, not big standouts for him, but he definitely is someone to watch after his performance in Detroit.
I'm hoping that if Detroit doesn't get any Oscar recognition at all, at least he does for this movie. So hopefully.
All right, let's move on to the worst movies of this month. This is always the hard part. Talk about the lowest of the lows for this month.
Yeah. So my honorable mentions are The Dark Tower, Death Note, Hitman's Bodyguard, Starship Troopers, Trade Over Mars. So that's the 4 that I have for honorable mentions.
My least favorite movie so far for the month of August would probably have to be Naked, Kidnap, What Happened to Monday, Leap, Death Note. Most of those movies are Netflix movies.
Jeez.
Naked, Netflix. Naked, What Happened to Monday, Death Note, all Netflix movies. I mean, they really haven't had a standout for me, besides maybe like Okja or whatever, but those are all pretty bad films.
Yeah, it's weird because Netflix is the one that throws the most money at their films. Amazon, you're doing something right, Amazon, because at least your movies are good quality movies, and you actually get theater releases for your movies. So if Netflix can turn the tide, I think they have potential to make good films like Okja, even Birth of No Nation, XOXO, or there are good Netflix movies out there, but they're few and far between.
Be curious about Will Smith's Bright, I think it's called, in December. It was the biggest Netflix movie, and then they're doing The Irishman next year.
That's what I'm super worried about.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So what is your least favorite, worst movie of the month? The crappiest film you saw this month?
Crappiest movie I saw of the month, I actually just watched last night, and that was Batman and Harley Quinn, the brand new DC animated film that just came out today, actually, as we're recording this on the 29th. But man, goodness, I really like DC animated films. We've talked about DC on my channel before, and I've mentioned a bunch of animated films I love. And this one starts off pretty cool. I liked Batman and Nightwing's like interactions back and forth, but then they introduce Harley Quinn, and it immediately goes downhill. Where these don't feel like Batman or Harley Quinn or Nightwing. It feels like they're trying to be funny and overly sexual, and it's just there's a scene where it's borderline rapey there's a sequence like that, and there's a sequence where people are farting, and it's just like there's song and dance numbers. I'm sitting there, I'm like,
you sure this is not the Emoji Movie?
No, I'd rather watch the Emoji Movie.
Oh God.
Oh, speaking of which, did we even mention? Oh yeah,
that was July.
Oh, anyway, it's still there. Okay, anyway. Yeah, it's a really bad movie that 74 minutes of my life, I was just like, why? The only standout of that movie was Kevin Conroy. I love that guy. No matter whatever he does as Batman, I really like. Fortunately, the script just made him look horrible in this one, but he still gives a good performance for his acting.
I'm not sure if I want to check that out. I've been kind of watching the old DC animated films, and some of them are really good. I mean, I heard The Killing Joke wasn't very good, and it seems like the last few ones have not been standouts.
It's the second and third. I liked Killing Joke for the second and third act. And there's the sequence they over-sexualize one of the characters to try to get some emotion. It doesn't work because that wasn't even in the original.
I haven't watched the Batman and Harley Quinn movie, but I saw a picture. Is there a sex scene with Robin and Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's the over rapey part.
No. I was like, what is this? But I'll end up watching it someday. But worst movie of the month for August would have to be The Nut Job 2. I will say it is better than the first film, and it was a little surprising because I had the lowest expectations going to this. I wanted to come out like just fueled with hatred, and this was worse than the Emoji Movie. It's not, but it's still a pretty bad film. The plot is just generic. The voice acting, Katherine Heigl, I don't know what she's doing this year. She's having a bad year. At least she's out there doing something though. Will Arnett, Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan's character, Little Mouse, was like barely in it. And it was like Chan could not voice act at all. He's just don't do anything else. But it is a really bad film. Much better than the first one, I will say that. But other than that, I don't want to watch it ever again.
Yeah, I missed it. Didn't like I'll probably eventually watch it. Everyone might want to watch it.
Yeah. So let's move on to the best movies. End this video on a good note. There are some good things I cannot wait to talk about. But let's talk about your honorable mentions first.
Honorable mentions, I have an in-between one. It's not quite bad, not quite good. I kind of enjoyed it more than I thought I was. And you didn't like it, I know. Kidnap. It's not a great movie.
Yeah.
Stupid character decisions. But I enjoyed it for some reason. So I'm going to mention that as an in-between choice. But I have two honorable mentions, and that is Detroit. An amazing, it's amazing, compelling, makes you feel crappy, makes you, lose trust in humanity. But Catherine Bigelow did a great job.
Yeah, she always does.
Yeah, she does. And Annabelle Creation, surprisingly, as well. I do get some people's complaints. I had some people on my review comments like, oh, it's actually not good, kind of cliche. Yeah, they rely on the jump scares, but compared to the first one, I thought that was a pretty decent installment, and I actually enjoyed it. I was genuinely scared. I'm not a big fan of going to theaters and seeing a horror movie to begin with, so it's going to be an interesting experience. But Annabelle Creation, I'm going to say that's a good honorable mention.
It was a good film compared to the first film, and it's like that same thing that happens. Ouija was bad. Ouija 2 was really good, and so, like I said, I hope they do a second Wish Upon, because that could be a great film.
That's a good point.
But I do agree that Annabelle Creation was really good. I was surprised by it. Genuinely scared while watching the film, and the first film did not do that for me at all. Yeah. Honorable mentions for me for the month of August. Like I said, I enjoyed Annabelle Creation. Detroit was really disgusting, but shine light on a lot of things, and I
that are still relevant.
Thoroughly, I don't know if enjoyed it is the right word. I moved by it, I guess. It was a powerful film. Logan Lucky, I really liked Logan Lucky. It was a really fun film. It was quickly paced. It was upbeat. Didn't try anything else. Didn't just be what they said is an Ocean's 7-Eleven is what they made a comment in the movie, and it was a hilarious film. Everybody acted really great, and they had really great chemistry. And I would say it's my top 5 of the year so far. It was it was a really good film. And The Glass Castle was also very good. For me personally, it was very relatable. Things in the past, but all the acting was really great too. But not moving on to we'll do your best and then my best.
Yeah.
Those are my honorable mentions. Let's move on to the best one of the month for you.
The best one for me, I have to go with The Big Sick. This got a wide release in our area, and really just going to hear great things about it, and I was just blown away. One of my favorite movies of all time was When Harry Met Sally, and I can watch that over and over again as kind of a nice romantic comedy. And I feel like in a couple of years, this movie might move into that spot too. You can watch it. Some really edgy humor at times, but just really relatable characters. I think Kumail Nanjiani gives a great performance, one of my favorites this year, and he's just basically playing himself, which is really funny. I thought a lot of the humor really landed. The character interactions were really good. Ray Romano gives a really good performance. Holly Hunter, and Zoe Kazan, I think that's her name. Everybody in this movie gives a really good performance that's relatable, and it definitely deals with cultural issues, but following your heart and finding who you want to be. really I enjoyed the movie from top to bottom. It made me immediately want to go out and rewatch the movie. I actually saw it at the Grand Cinema in Tacoma, which is a nice independent film. Mm-hmm. So it made that experience even better for me too. Not seeing a smaller film on a big screen, you know. Sometimes those smaller screens enhance those experiences. So The Big Sick, hands down for me, it's top 5 of the year for me or so far. Again, we were talking about Netflix earlier. Amazon backed The Big Sick, and this is a great movie that is going to be in a lot of people's top 10, I feel, at the end of the year.
And they also backed, Manchester by the Sea last year.
No, it's my number 1 last year.
They never know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Big Sick had one of the funniest lines in the whole year is when they're talking about 9/11, and he says, we lost some of the best men we had. I was busting up laughing. It's just that it's really smart humor, and Kumail Nanjiani did a great job, and I literally learned about him playing himself like a few minutes before the movie. It's like, I cannot wait to see this. It is a great film. I cannot wait to buy it on Blu-ray in September. It's an amazing film.
Him and his wife wrote that movie too, so it made it better.
It just makes it more personal than most of these films we see nowadays. But it's not as good as Wind River.
Oh, yeah,
Wind River is a terrific, chilling film that doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. It's a typical murder case, but it's based on a true story. And it's the atmosphere, it's all just gets inside of me. It's just cold and it's chilling. Great performances, great writing by Taylor Sheridan, who did Sicario, Hell or High Water, and this is his first time directing, and he wrote this movie too, and I'm convinced he's a great storyteller. And I was more intrigued to watch it than I think most people, because my Native American tribe is on Wind River, so my family is from there.
Oh, nice.
So I wanted to go see it since I'd never been to Wind River, Wyoming. So it was cool to see and from where my family's from.
Nice. Yeah, I don't really know anything about the movie other than it's amazing. So I don't want to watch any trailers. I just want to go in completely.
I did not watch any trailers going into it, and I was completely blown away. It's just crazy that you can watch a film and you're like, yep, that's the best one so far this year, without a doubt. Yeah. It just beats everything else I saw.
Yeah, that's happened a few times for me the last couple of years. It's like, yep, that's exactly... It's usually the last movie I watched of the year, too. It's like, yep, that's the best one. That's why it was last.
So, I implore you to go see it.
Oh, I'm going to go see it soon.
Yeah, it's a very, very good film. Alright, so there you guys have it. Our best and worst performances of the month of August, and the best and worst movies of August. I'll be curious as to where these worst and best movies play at the end of the year. It's going to be interesting because last year Captain America was my favorite up until November, so it was a long period of time, and so we'll see how Wind River goes and Big Sick where it plays at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun ride. Better movies are coming.
Oh yes, I'm ready.
Yeah, it's coming.
So let's talk about September. What we got looking forward to in September?
There's this adaptation that it's probably not gonna be any good. It comes out like the 8th or something. It's a clown, like It or something like that.
I'm not sure what that's about.
I don't know, but I guess we all float down there.
Ooh.
Of course, it's the big one. I
Yes.
think the next 2 weeks of the box office were going to be really bad, but when it hits, it's probably going to hit over $100 million. You heard it from me first. It's probably going to hit over $100 million at the box office.
It's going to do a good opening weekend.
It's going to do amazing. I'm excited to see it. My wife's excited. You're excited.
Yeah, we're all excited.
$100 million at the box office. You can write it now. Write out the check. It's 100. Write it down. Adam says $100 million at the box office opening weekend. If not, I'll do like push-ups in the next video or something like that.
Make it a challenge.
Exactly. I think it's going to be a real... Oh, you really did write it down. I think that's going to be the best, probably the biggest movie of the year, probably.
And I've been thinking about it. It's probably my second most anticipated film for the rest of the year, besides Star Wars, of course. But the first, we have Tulip Fever with Alicia Vikander and Zach Galifianakis. Is in like an old...
Is Dane DeHaan in that too?
Yeah, he's in it too. I think it's about she falls in love with a painter, but
yeah.
I think might make it chill this weekend and not go see anything.
Yeah.
The horrible poster 9/11 with Charlie Sheen and Whoopi Goldberg. Reese Witherspoon, Home Again.
Nope.
All I See Is You. Don't know what that's about.
Nope.
American Assassin looks pretty good.
That looks interesting.
Mother. I can't wait to see Mother.
Darren, I love his movies.
Darren Aronofsky.
That's the guy.
Can't tell if it's gonna be like a horror film or like a psychological thriller. Or both. We'll see.
Yeah.
A friend request. It says on Box Office Mojo. That was supposed to come out a while ago, but it's online right now.
Yeah, you've already.
I might check it out soon. Kingsman. So there's 3 big films: Mother, It, and Kingsman.
Yeah, and then you also got American Made with Tom Cruise. Comes out, I think, the end of the month.
Flatliners.
Yeah.
And Lego Ninjago. Should be pretty fun.
I think it's definitely going to be a better month, all things considering, compared to August. Probably It, Kingsman, Mother are my top 3, with Lego Ninjago probably right behind it.
Yeah. There's a couple Netflix movies. Little Evil, which stars Adam Scott from Parks and Rec, and the girl from Lost. I'm blanking on her name. Or Evangeline Lilly. Yeah. Their son is like the devil. And then the Angelina Jolie directed film. And I think there's like a Robert Redford film at the end of the month. So
on Netflix?
Yeah. So there's about 3 movies I'll probably see on Netflix.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that now.
So stay tuned for Best and Worst of September. It's going to be interesting. Some good films. A lot of good films. So we'll see which one comes out on top.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
So go over to Adam's channel. Word around the town is that he's very close to 300. Go over there, subscribe to his channel. Get him to 300 by the next couple days. And next is 400 and 500 then 1 million.
That's the plan anyway.
So go over to his channel, subscribe to him, tell him that Justin sent you, and subscribe to his channel, give him a like, check out all his ranking videos, all of his Game of Thrones that he's doing that I have not watched because I don't know nothing about Game of Thrones besides season 1 that I barely watched. So once I'm done watching all Game of Thrones, years from now, I'll go back and watch all your Game of Thrones videos.
When my opinions had already changed.
Also, go over to my channel, subscribe, hit that bell notification on my channel and his channel. It'll get you all the videos when we upload them. The second we upload them, you get a notification. You can watch them and show all the love that you show for us and, subscribing and everything. And we really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Definitely. Without you guys, we're nothing right now. So come on over, check out some videos, have fun. Be great.
All right, this is Just Watches Movies, and you stay classy, YouTube.
And we'll see you later.